Parties, of course, meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing.
This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
Hollywood is no stranger to drama, but the courtroom battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has taken things to a whole new level. The stakes? $250 million in a lawsuit filed by Blake against Justin for harassment, followed by a $400 million counterclaim filed by Justin accusing Blake and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, of defamation and extortion. What started as a seemingly straightforward dispute has become one of the most talked-about legal battles in Hollywood. As Blake Lively's legal team watches their strategy unravel, Justin Baldoni and his powerhouse legal team are gaining ground in this intense war. The courtroom drama is heating up, and Blake's team seems to be falling apart at every turn. In the latest shocking development, Blake Lively just suffered her second consecutive loss in court, leaving her team scrambling for a new plan. Is this the final blow in her legal fight, or can she still recover? It all started with Blake Lively taking a massive risk. She filed a $250 million lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment. The Hollywood world watched in shock as Blake, the image of poise and professionalism, made such serious allegations against her former co-star. The move wasn't just bold, it was monumental. This wasn't a petty celebrity spat. This was a high-stakes legal battle that could potentially destroy careers. But Blake wasn't the only one with a game plan. Justin Baldoni, who had built a career on roles that made him beloved to fans, wasn't about to let these allegations go unchallenged. He fired back with a $400 million counterclaim, accusing Blake and her husband Ryan Reynolds of defamation and extortion. What started as a simple harassment claim had now spiraled into a legal and public spectacle that was bigger than either party could have imagined. The lawsuit wasn't just about money, it was about reputations. Hollywood, where image is everything, was now watching closely as the two stars faced off in court. Could Blake Lively's allegations hold up? Or would Justin Baldoni's legal team come out on top? The first courtroom session was a crushing blow for Blake's team. In what should have been a straightforward hearing, Blake's legal team faced an unexpected setback. When it came time to present their evidence for the sexual harassment allegations, the court rejected their claims outright. Blake's legal team had prepared for this day for months. They had combed through evidence, gathered statements, and worked tirelessly to build their case. But in just a matter of hours, it all fell apart. The judge ruled that the evidence presented didn't hold up, leaving Blake's legal team stunned. It was a massive blow, and the implications of this ruling were felt immediately. Blake's lawyers were left scrambling to pick up the pieces of their once solid case. Blake's legal team didn't give up, though. They asked the judge for more time, hoping that they could come back stronger, amend their lawsuit, and fix the issues with their case. They were desperate for a chance to fix their mistakes. But that request was met with even more bad news. While Blake's legal team was trying to regroup, Justin Baldoni's legal team was already ahead of the game. His lawyer, Brian Friedman, didn't waste any time making his presence known. From the moment he entered the courtroom, it was clear that Justin wasn't just defending himself. He was going on the offensive. Friedman's approach was aggressive, calculated, and relentless. He wasn't just focused on winning the case, he was also focused on winning the media war. With every hearing, Justin's legal team was pushing the story into the public eye, making sure that everyone knew they were the ones in control. Friedman wasn't shy about speaking to the press, and Blake's legal team found themselves playing catch-up, trying to respond to every revelation that came from Justin's camp. The pressure was building on Blake's team. With every move Justin's team made, Blake's team seemed to falter. It wasn't just about the case anymore, it was about who could control the narrative. In the midst of all this, Blake's team had one last shot: ask for more time to amend their lawsuit. The judge had already given them extra time once, but Blake's team wasn't satisfied. They asked for an extension until March 5th, hoping that they could make their case stronger, bring in more evidence, and perhaps salvage some credibility. But the judge wasn't having it. Blake's team had already been given enough time, and now they were just pushing their luck. The judge denied their request for more time, and once again, Justin's team came out victorious. Blake's team, frustrated and disheartened, had no choice but to face the fact that things weren't going their way. What Blake's team didn't know was that Justin's legal team was already planning their next move, bringing in more media appearances, more pressure, and more aggressive tactics to keep the upper hand in this battle. As the court drama continued, so did the media frenzy. Every courtroom session was covered, and every statement from Justin's legal team made headlines. But for Blake's team, things were getting worse. Not only were they dealing with the fallout from the failed evidence, but now they were struggling to keep up with the media coverage that seemed to favor Justin. Blake's legal team tried to respond to Justin's lawyer's statements, but each time, it seemed like Justin's camp had already moved on to the next big revelation. The media circus around the case only intensified the pressure on Blake's team, and with each new headline, it felt like they were losing more ground. Blake's legal team was now trying to bring in more witnesses to support their case. One of the potential witnesses was Jenny Slate, who had starred alongside Justin in It Ends With Us. Jenny had publicly supported Blake in the past, even calling her a good friend, and Blake's team thought she might be the key to turning things around. But things were more complicated than they seemed. Sources close to the case suggested that Jenny Slate's loyalty might not be as strong as Blake's team had hoped. Would Jenny be the game-changer Blake needed, or would her testimony be another misstep in this already disastrous legal battle? As the days passed, the tension continued to mount. Blake's legal team filed another request, this time for more time to amend their complaint. But the judge wasn't convinced. In fact, the judge outright rejected the extension, telling Blake's team that they had been given enough time to make their case. Blake's lawyers had no choice but to accept defeat. The court's ruling was clear. Justin Baldoni's team had won yet again. With each loss, it became harder for Blake's team to recover. The evidence was weak, their arguments were failing, and the media pressure was taking its toll. So, what does this mean for the future of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni? With 2 consecutive court losses in a row, Blake's legal case is looking more and more like a lost cause. The once pristine image of Hollywood's darling is now tarnished by this legal battle, and Blake's team is scrambling to keep up. But Justin Baldoni's legal team isn't letting up. With every victory, they are solidifying their position, and Blake's chances of recovering from this legal disaster are dwindling. Will she be able to salvage her career after this loss? Or is the public image of Blake Lively, as we know it, permanently damaged?